There are a number of benefits to the reflective practitioner of using peer observation, and one of these is that peer observation helps the individual maintain and also enhance the quality of their teaching, and also therefore improving the quality of student learning. It's a process of building awareness for an individual about the variety of practices that they can be using in the classroom. And also it's a way of reflecting on the various aspects of their approach and their practice that they're aiming to master. And it identifies and recognizes this good practice in relation to others. And also it's reflective of development needs for an individual practitioner also. As a process, it provides evidence also of good practice in teaching, of quality teaching, and it can also promote the application of certain practices in favour of others. As a means for development, it identifies and promotes good practice, and also can encourage innovation and experimentation in teaching and learning. And in this way, it can help the reflective practitioner deepen their understanding of the work they do, and understanding of the work of colleagues and how the two come together. And because peer observation involves colleagues in the process of reflection, then it's a good opportunity for networking and developing connections with other professionals, discussing the learning and the various issues which we're experiencing. And in this sense, there's an increased sense of collaboration with others, and therefore this can build trust with the colleagues that we have in schools in order to help build on the practice that we have. The ability to observe and comment on other people's teaching becomes very powerful here. And so the process of peer observation can be broken down into 4 simple stages. The first stage is a briefing session before observation, where a focus is given to the observation. Then there's the actual observation, followed by post-observation. In the post-observation session, this is where there is reflection and feedback from the observer, and then there needs to be some recording of the observation. And we can look at this in terms of a reflective cycle, where the briefing session occurs before observation, which leads ultimately through a statement, a record observation, which can lead then into another pre-observation session in terms of development. And this becomes a very useful, very simple approach to peer observation, linking it to reflective practice. And so the briefing session is the point where the reflective practitioner sits with the observer before the actual observation in order to give particular attention to the content of the observation and to identify particular areas of need. And then in the post-observation session, this is where both the practitioner and the observer reflect on the observation, the content of what was seen, and discuss issues around the outcomes of that observation. And it is where the dialogue is engaged with by both. And then the observer's feedback should cover good practice seen during the session, as well as areas of development for the future, so that it is constructive rather than just critical. And post-observation is usually difficult, simply because it can be difficult to give feedback as well as to receive feedback.